Hey, what's up, everyone? It's a girl V, and welcome to another episode of Mindful Unfoldings. New week, new guests, new conversation, and I am so excited for today's episode because I have my lovely friend, Papa Mama Pensela, but I call her Letu, and I'll let her do the rest. Take it away.
Thank you, my doll. Sanbonani Amakaya, Molweni Dumelang Habushwe, and yes, language. So, as you mentioned, Kamalam Papa Mama Pensela. My family and friends call me Ulele too, so Papa was like a stage name of mine. I recently graduated from After Darling. I'm a live performance theater stage actress love. Like, cool.
Exactly.
Like, oh gosh.
You guys can tell by how she speaks that she's an actress, okay? Today, we have a performance. How are you doing?
I am doing good. And you're right. I got the into I'm pillowing, but
You look gorgeous.
Doll, always.
Guys, this is how we are in our friendship. So today's episode is going to be really fun, but really deep-ish too. We're going to talk about a lot. But before we get into the conversation, I have some icebreakers just to get us into the mood of the podcast.
Yeah, vibe.
And the first one is, if you could only eat one cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be?
African food. African, mainly being South African, not...
But one. So like narrow it down.
So as the dish.
Like if you had to eat one thing for the rest of your life.
Umphokoqo.
What's that?
Umphokoqo eats it's poot, right? Yeah.
Like amasi.
Amasi.
You'd eat amasi
I would eat amasi, babe.
forever and ever.
Listen though, let it build up. Umphokoqo, but uputu with like inyama and hloko. This is like, I swear to God, this is an addiction or a weird love that I see myself obsessed with ever since I've been staying in Jozi. So like here in Gauteng or in Jozi, like uputu, you don't mix it with amas or azipapa. So you're gonna take it and like gather it and then like dip it with nyama and hloko and like eat that shit up, babe. Rena?
Whoa. I would eat pasta for the rest of my life.
Which pasta?
Just pasta. I don't have to be specific.
But your son must be specific.
But pasta is like all around, just like how you said you can eat amas with uputu.
Okay.
I would eat pasta, maybe chicken Alfredo. I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, second one. Share a guilty pleasure of yours that you wouldn't normally admit to or that you find like embarrassing for people to know that you do this specific thing.
Okay, it doesn't have to be something I eat, right? It's guilty pleasure. I'm thinking something like chow.
It has to be a guilty pleasure, but PG-13.
Oh. Like like you say yours and then I follow. Am I making sense?
I don't have one though. There's nothing I do that people would be like, oh my gosh, you do that. What do I do that people would say, oh, please, you know me.
Something weird. I do a lot of weird things that I find normal, doll. So, let's say, like, I copy it up and then I sniff my hands.
What? What? Okay,
like, it just happens.
No, man.
Don't judge me, doll.
I'm not going to judge you. It's okay. And if you could erase one memory from your mind completely, what would it be?
Nothing.
Really?
I swear to God.
Really?
Nothing. I don't want to forget anything from good and bad. I feel like it molded me to the person I am, so I'm grateful. I don't want to lose anything.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get into it. I think we've broken the ice. So you've already told us about yourself. You recently graduated from AFTER. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You love an educated, a beautiful girl. And I think we can tell everyone how we met. So get into that. Because our story is very like, it's not hectic, but like...
It's not. It's laughing because...
So typical.
I do not like you,
So we didn't like each other. Okay, so I met her.
Did you also not like me?
No. I felt like you were too... Thing is, okay, we met in high school. And what grade did you come in? I think we were in grade 10 when you came
10,
into the school.
yes, 10.
So we're in grade 10. And she came to the school. Obviously, I was used to everybody else because we've been there since grade 8. So it was
Yeah.
quite evident that you were new.
Yeah.
And when she did
Evident
come,
how? Evident.
obviously because it's like a different face, like a face we've never seen before. So it was kind of like, okay, she's the new girl.
Evident that.
Yes. And I remember she was just the girl who had clear skin, ne? And like everybody used to talk about your skin. It was a topic. Her skin
I know what
was so clear. It was like,
is.
who is
not
this
was,
girl?
Not was.
Okay,
Is.
is clear. You have very good
Yes,
skin.
thank
Like your
you.
skin is really good. And then, but I never really spoke to you
Yeah.
until we were in, I think, the same English class. But with that, also, it took us a while to like actually speak. And it's not that I didn't like you, ne? But from afar, I was just like, this girl is so loud. That's what I thought. And obviously, like with the little dramas that you'd hear around, you're just like, I am not playing here. And then what didn't make me like you is that, let me tell you a very petty story. A very petty story. It was netball, and I made it into the team that I was supposed to be in. I think it was, under 16. Yes,
Under
grade 10.
16A.
So I made it into the netball team, under 16A team.
Yeah.
And then you ended up playing for the under 17s because they had like
Yeah.
little girls. And she was like so mad to an extent where she's like, I don't even know why she made it into the team. Guys, girls are so petty.
100%.
And like I never understood why, because I'm like, I did not do anything to her.
Do I understand why? No. I wanted to be in the team and I was not in the team and you're in the team. So like I had
But
to.
you came after me. There were like 10 other girls who could have come after.
Because I like the other girls.
Yeah, because we didn't speak much.
We
We didn't
talk.
know much.
So who am I going to hate on? I can't hate on my friends.
True.
You know?
Yeah, and then I don't know how we started talking.
It was it in English? I don't know if we're reading. No, we're speaking. I don't know if we're speaking about netball or something, but like we all gathered.
Like in the table in class, I remember that was a
Yeah,
thing.
like.
And I think the more we spoke and the more we knew each other, we sort
Yeah.
of warmed up to each other's
100%,
energies.
yeah.
But we did get closer during lockdown.
Lockdown.
Yes, lockdown. I don't know how that started, but like we got each other's numbers and we started speaking,
Yeah.
and our friendship sort of blossomed from there.
did.
It did. Ups and downs, but we'll get to it.
Oh.
And what do you think like drew us together? Because I feel like a lot of people have like a thing of like, I didn't like you and all of a sudden I like you. But like what do you think made us click at that moment in time, especially in high school? Because that's where like our friendship developed. Yeah.
I think we're very, I don't want to say emotional people, but like we're very vulnerable with each other. So at a very short amount of time, we opened up so much, and
That's
then
true.
we told each other about everything that's happening or had happened.
At the
Why am I
time.
this person? All of
Yes,
this.
yes,
So
yes,
even
yes.
if you're not in my life at that time, things that happened before, I told you, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
that's how
So we were
Yeah.
very TMI.
Yeah, extremely. But I
Yeah.
think that was good because at the time, I mean, things were rough. Hey,
Mm.
after COVID, things were rough. I think that helped a lot because then we developed a habit of like speaking every day,
Yeah.
phone calls every day.
Yeah.
Became like a coping mechanism.
And I think also because I'm very clingy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a very clingy friend. I'm a very high maintenance friend. I'm a very like in your face kind of friend. And then you reciprocated that with me. So I appreciated it. There was someone to give so much love to. And I
Yeah.
wasn't like overwhelming them and they were giving it back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and on that, we're gonna dive into the most serious side of things. Can you like recall a specific moment during high school where you felt a significant shift in your friendship dynamics as we transitioned to university? Like when did it become, was it after matric going into first year? Was it grade 11, 12, first year? Like what was the transition? Like what changed the most, especially going into varsity? Because then we sort of like all drifted apart because we were a large group of people.
So are you saying this you and I or
Just in general.
In
Just in
general.
general, like all your friendships.
I think it was most definitely from matric to varsity.
Yeah.
There was just a lot, I guess, happening in terms of everyone's lives. So some of us were getting into college, into varsities, into ABC. Some
Some were
people's plans were not
taking
working.
gap years.
Gap years. So it was just weird. And cause no chaza, but to say bana beku weird, bruv, like there are friends that stuck. There are many friends that stuck. Like I'm still friends with a couple of people from high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Could never be me.
Cha.
Yeah.
Who's the drama now?
Bye. I feel like also for me it was grade 12 and grade 12 going to varsity. I think that was, yeah, I think I became more of myself. I was starting to actually know myself more in varsity. Not varsity, in grade 12. I was more comfortable with who I was, and I was still like trying to navigate it. Like I felt more of myself in matric more than any other grade.
Wasn't there like a time during that transition where like your friends were saying that I changed you or some shucks? Am I
Yes,
allowed
I
to
think
swear?
no.
Okay, cool. Because
No, but then, man, guys, you know high school drama. That's the thing, man. I feel like everyone goes to the same high school drama.
Yeah.
I think people never expected us to be friends.
100%.
I was always friends with people thought I wasn't capable of being friends with. But also the thing is, a lot of our friends from matric, I came with from primary school. So we were more of like family than friends because I've known these people since grade like 1. So when you came in the picture, I think people saw that we weren't really connecting at first. And then when we did, it was like,
really?
what is she doing there? Like, is she really capable of that? But that was the transition for me.
Yeah.
And to go back to what I was asking, how did being in varsity and what you were doing specifically impact your friendship circle? Because I think that's when friendship dynamics change. I mean, we both studied something in the media space, so we could always relate to each other. And I mean, sure, you have other friends that are like studying medicine, who are doing engineering, whatever. But I'm sure that, like there was always things where you felt like, okay, I don't relate to you anymore. So what were those factors, and like how did you actually change? Because I remember I asked on Instagram, I'm like, what's one thing most people struggle with? And it's like the friendship dynamic changes because now we don't relate to the same thing. I mean, when you're in varsity, you only worry about Africans, Vets, netball, boys, like high school drama. But when you're in varsity, things change. You're a different person, different mindset, different people.
Yeah.
So how was that?
So as much as I'm like a bubbly person, I talk to a lot of people. I have a dot of like close friends or like people I speak to every day or weekly. So there was not much of a shift because it was the one person who I want to say at that moment, at that transition, I needed her the most because we both moved to Johannesburg from Pretoria together.
Yeah.
So her and I, and she was doing medicine and I was doing performance theater. So
so you guys
it's totally different things.
Yeah.
But we both prioritized school. We both knew why we're here. We're here to push book. We're here to chow course. You know, we can't go back home with nothing in our hand. So it really didn't do much, if I'm being honest with you. And then the other friends who was like, it really, so it's still the same.
How was it like moving from home to
So-
to Johannesburg? Because I stayed at home. 'Cause I stay in Pretoria and studied in Pretoria, so there was no need for me to move because traveling was simple. But I mean, you stayed in Pretoria and you had to move to Joburg. Wasn't it overwhelming at some point?
Babe. Yabo, xa uyeva sithi une chance to leave home. Pakisha
Would you
so
actually
babe.
suggest you must do
Baleke,
varsity away from home?
Fully, my
Why?
babe, 100%, because you spread your wings, you have momentum, you're hungry, you're looking, like you see when you're at home, you're staying at home, there's comfort, you're sheltered, you I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to say, let me make an example with you and I.
Okay.
Because I had left home.
Yeah.
I was at home.
Yeah.
I was in Joburg.
Yeah.
And you at home. Now that we're done with school, because I know how it feels to be outside of home. I've tasted the freedom. I've seen I don't want to say life with not
But you saw life from a different lens.
from a different lens.
Yeah.
Like now I'm still able to take risk and say I want to stay in Johannesburg, even though my plan in Johannesburg is not stagnant, but I believe in myself that much, or I've seen or I've listened to a lot of people's different stories
Yeah.
that much. I'm like, I'm gonna take a risk and I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
Versus when you're comfortable, you chilled, you're like, there's no need, school is here, this is that, you know.
Do I sound like that?
No, kinda.
Because I'm hearing how you're describing what I'm saying. And I'm just
Something like that.
Yeah.
But like you're at home, from home, you go to school.
Come back home.
Like you see there's nothing more beyond that you're able to see, because that's all you've seen and that's what you're comfortable with.
Yes.
You get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then to go deep into it, I mean, obviously when you're in varsity, you're in your early 20s. So what was like the most challenging thing you feel like you've actually had to go through by, like, not even by yourself, but
Yeah.
obviously by yourself? Like, what's like one thing like you found so hard to navigate? Because I mean, when you're in varsity, like a lot happens. Like you're eager to try new things, you meet new personalities and people, you want to get a job, you're studying. Napa, just life is hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
So like, what's one thing like you went through that you like found so difficult to navigate? That was really difficult, like for you, but like obviously you went through
Got
it.
it. I was about like, I don't remember. My spiritual gift.
Okay.
My spiritual gift. So
Can you explain that for people who don't know?
yeah, so I'm a Tamaku baby.
Yeah.
Ndithwasele ethongeni elimhlophe elamaXhosa. Translation, I'm tossing in the Xhosa.
Please.
Yeah, ngithwasele emaXhoseni and thina singamathonga amhlophe ngiyacamagusha.
Okay.
Yes, so when that was unfolding, or I was discovering that spiritual gift, that was something extremely hard to navigate, because it hit me with a storm right after my father's passing.
Yeah.
So after my biological father's passing, yeah, there was a lot of questionable things happening to me as a moya. And yeah, I didn't know what to do with it, because it also happened a lot when I'm in school. So with the course I did, when we'd have like movements, there was a module called movement. We do a lot of like meditation, yoga, anything in the you can think of.
Yeah.
So that was really tapping into my chakras, was really awakening whatever was not touched or was not entertained, if I can say. But I've always had an interest in those kind of things, but
Yes,
I've
you've
never
always been a
fully
chakra girl.
I've always been a chakra mama.
Yeah.
But never fully fleshed it out. So now that I'm not only practicing it in the way I speak, but in what I do with my body, in what I consume, in what I keep myself away from, and etc. ABC 1 to 3. It was like, what's up, what's up, what's up?
And you had to deal with it like right then and then.
Yeah, and I didn't want to, but I did. I spoke to family, my uncles. They were like, don't be, I'm Madlamin, Eastern Cape.
So you had to go to Eastern Cape for some time.
Let's do this thing correctly, because being Hashem, being like
So
no one's business.
how did your friends take it? Because obviously, I mean, people take things differently.
Yeah.
Especially like your close friends.
Yeah.
And people have different beliefs maybe. Did it change or break any friendships? I know it brought you a lot of new friends.
Yeah.
That you could relate to. But did that specifically like change any friendship dynamics?
It didn't. So my best friend, her mom has a spiritual gift.
Okay.
So she understood. It was not like a taboo to her, like, hey, bo, mngani, what's this?
Yeah.
And then also it wasn't anything out of the ordinary, because as much as we're burb kids, we're not oblivious, or I don't want to say we're not infinity damn,
Yeah, but
sounds
I get
mean,
what you
but
mean. But we're not
we're
dumb.
aware of the African culture. Our
Yeah.
parents do practice a few things in the house, you get me? So there was really not much of a shift. And I think I was very open and inviting to the situation. I think the only problem or the only thing was mom. It was mom. Like, mom wasn't ready, I guess. She understands the depth of it. I think we can understand the surface level, but Dala has lived life, has experienced life, has seen what this gift does to people.
Yeah.
So, being hlupa and fun to know mama, but ekaya mostly because my mom
Yeah.
was very worried about me. Like, I don't want to say giving me away to this,
Yeah.
but it is like a sacrifice.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. Okay. So you said you lost your dad.
Yeah.
How did you manage to that? You know, there's a lot of kids out there. There's a lot of people out there who've probably lost parents during varsity or in high school. How did you how did you go through that?
So, go through and culture because of a marathon runner oh Lord.
If those who don't know marathon runners, it's absent father, ne?
Absent father.
Okay.
Marathon runner ya kwabani. Yo, Joan was no. Ay.
So it didn't like affect you?
It did affect me, funny enough. That's the thing. So
Why? Did it affect you because you felt like you didn't have enough time with him?
not even. So like I went through like a roller coaster of emotions. So it was literally 2 days after my birthday. But I think
Really?
yeah, I think mom told me when we were celebrating my birthday, like birthday dinner,
Yes.
sitting with her, and then she broke the news down to me. So I didn't know how to process it because Lendota has never been in my life. But now knowing that you're certainly not in my life and whatever relationship I was yearning for or thought maybe I could fix, it's definitely not going to be fixed now because it's child.
You're no longer here.
You decided to die, bitch. You can. Oh. Sorry.
Guys, please don't mind her.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
justifiably so, yes.
He decided to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna die. So I was shocked. I was like, oh, okay, that's the tea. And then I think once I got back to Johannesburg to my place and I sat alone and I processed everything, it actually hit me.
That your dad's no more.
Yeah, like there was a mixture of now anger, there's a mixture of like hurts, like this could have been, but it's not. But like, why am I even crying? Why am I even sad? You know, he didn't want to be a part of my life. Now that he's dead, I have to be a person who gives a D. You know, it was a very weird. Like death is weird on its own, but now mourning someone who was never there, who was only like an imagination, is even like harder. I don't know.
I get you.
Yeah.
So if you could say something to your dad, if you could say something nice to your dad, what would you say? You have nothing nice to say?
Thank you for the personality. Like, I think he was very charming, they say. I have a very charming, flirtatious.
You got it from your dad?
Yeah.
Really?
My mom always says...
I would assume you got it from your mom because you and your mom are the same person.
We are the same person. My mom is very bubbly, but I don't know if she's, like, charming and, flirtatious. But every time I hear people speak about my dad, or I heard them at the funeral, and when she talks to me about Udada, he was very flirtatious, and me, child,
Yeah.
I'm 2.
Yeah. Okay, so on to our friendship. I think people don't know. You guys would assume that we have we do have a fun relationship. We're not boring. Like, we're always laughing. But we've went through some stuff. We've went through some stuff. Challenging stuff as well. And I want to speak on maintaining friendships while still growing, like personal growth. I think most of the things that we've went through was solely based off of the fact that we I had a lot of growing up to do. You had a lot of growing up to do. So what did you find most challenging about our friendship dynamic at some point in life? And this is where I'll everything that she's going to say, I have heard.
Yeah.
We have spoken about. So there was a period in time when we weren't friends for I think like a year and a half.
Was that long?
Yeah, it was quite long.
Damn.
But we have each other. We had each other's numbers,
we were
but we weren't
statuses.
really speaking.
Yeah.
So in terms of like maintaining friendships and the things that we had went through, I want us to be really deep and sincere because the purpose of today's episode is on just the journey of friendship while still like figuring out life on our own. So last week I had a parent with us and we got to dive in on that on its own.
Bless her soul, child.
Bless her soul. And now we're just like, I wanted someone who is as level-headed as me.
Yeah.
And who've went through so much together. And we've shared a lot of vulnerable moments. So I wanted to speak on like, when was it so hard to be like friends to each other, or you being a friend to me, and how we handled like that like role or that phase. Because I mean, I think at that time we were like in second, third year.
Yeah.
So that was like the most difficult time in our friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start.
I think it's when we have disagreements.
Oh, yeah.
That's the trenches, child. That's the worst. As much as I know you, I'm still surprised. It still shocks me. Like, yeah, as fuck. As fuck, cherry. So what I mean by that is, it takes time. Once at a time, to process and digest things. So do I. But
I take my time, child.
girl, you take your time.
You're not going to force me to understand something you're telling me now.
Take your time, Lord.
Yeah.
And I would be ready to have a discussion about something or about whatever it is that we're facing, and you still aren't ready, or you're still at a very defensive mode,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, it's just like it takes time to just like talk to you. And
But you know I am that person.
yeah.
People, I think you really have to know me to understand my defense mechanism. I feel like I don't know, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like I handle it better now. Like just the other day, we haven't fought, but you did tell me something I didn't want to hear, but I heard it and I digested it.
What's this?
But I can't say it on camera.
Oh.
It was last week. No, no, but like I think the reason why I was always on defense mode, and it took me so long to hear what my friends would criticize me about or come to me about, is because I don't know if you remember, but in high school I was bullied a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in my face. It wasn't even behind my back.
That's why I didn't like you.
Because I was bullied a lot. You didn't like the fact that I let people walk all over me. That's why she didn't like me. Actually, we actually talk about this.
100%.
But I was bullied a lot in primary and high school, if I think about it. And the thing is, it wasn't even, I'm not going to say I'm perfect and I don't think I did some like weird stuff in high school. It was always just like the pettiest of reasons.
No, I should maybe cook a papa. It's because now we buzenzi met, so maybe buzenzi met.
Or like a mat to walk
so
all over
they
me.
made it. Yeah,
Because I'm a soft person. I don't know how to fight. That's the thing. So when I don't know how to fight.
I'm not someone dog.
No, but I don't know how to go
Yeah.
back and forth with a person. I don't know. I think now I can. Like now I know what to say. But like back then I was bullied a lot because people knew that I wouldn't stand up for myself. So I think because of that experience in high school, when it happens with people close to me or like my friends, it was very like
You shut down.
I shut down. I probably still do shut down, but I think now what's good for me is that I talk about it. I don't know if you've noticed, but if someone does something to me that I don't like, my first response is like, especially now that we are back into our friendship, I literally call you. I'll call Karabo and I'll be like, dude, this is what happened. Am I wrong for feeling like this? Or am I justified to feel this way? And then you'd bring me back to life and be like, okay, but then this was your expectation, but this was the reality.
100%.
So back then, when you'd come to me and be like, friend, I don't like that you did this, I shut down because I'm just like, I know where this is going and I'm not ready to do that. And I feel like it did put a strain in our friendship because you always were able to face things like head on. I wasn't. I don't like confrontation. I don't do well with confrontation, especially back then. But obviously, I've grown now, and obviously, a lot of things have happened in different friendships where I realized that accountability and confronting things is the only way to fix things. Because I think our biggest mistake as well, the biggest mistake I made in our friendship was not confronting things, because that's what literally pushed us away.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, because I was bullied a lot. And there's a lot of people out there who like get bullied at school, high school, varsity, and like they don't stand up for themselves. And it's like, it's not that you don't want to, but also in high school, especially our high school, we had such big personalities. And I'm such a quiet person, guys. Like I used to be like to myself, you'll never see me making noise from the field to the tuck shop. Whereas the person who's confronting you is literally coming from the field to the tuck shop. And never like, guys, my high school trauma is so hectic. Remember the whole bathroom drama where I don't want to say her name, God bless her soul, because I mean, like, if I was to see her now, it'd be hey. But at some point, like, it was in the bathroom and she was fighting me over a boy that I wasn't even speaking to. It was so full. They wanted to beat me up. So that was like trauma, because I'm just like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
But you know, one drama you were always involved in?
What?
Ndaba yabafana.
Boys.
Ndaba yabafana angazi, ndaba yabafana. Into nomfana uvela inside.
But it was only one, if we're being honest, it was only one boy that I remember. The first boy was an accusation. I didn't even know how he looked. I just woke up to a song made about me. It's the craziest story, guys. They made a song. So the girlfriend made a song saying that the boyfriend, why are you cheating on me with Vielwa? And she was banging on tables and she said the name. And I'm like, but I don't know who's this boy. I didn't. Guys, it got so hectic that people in other grades actually came to defend me. I don't even remember. That's how I made most of my friends in like other grades, about Barbara and them, because they were still in school at the time. And that's how I made friends with them, because they were like, because they could see, guys, I literally did not know this person. And funny enough, I played netball with his sister, but I didn't know that they were twins because they don't look alike. They do not look alike. They do not look alike. Guys, she made a song about me. It went to Littleton Manor. I'm sure it landed in Durban at this point, because I didn't know. And the next morning, she fetched me by the lockers and she's like, you want my man, but I don't know who your man is. I only met him that day when he came to apologize to me. And I'm like, I did not even know that you liked me.
Yeah.
And then the other boy drama was just like, really? Really, come on. I did not steal anyone. They just didn't want you. And it became my problem. But it's the truth.
I didn't steal anyone. I just didn't want you.
That's how drama is.
Yeah.
That's how girl drama is.
No, fully.
So that's the only drama. That's the only two drama I've ever had. But even till today, it's always like the most pettiest things ever.
Yeah.
But in high school, no, man. I was definitely not the problem.
Damn, child.
I definitely wasn't the problem.
Child.
That was the main drama. So I think the bullying for me was always just a defense mechanism, like how I respond to people. I think now I'm better.
You see, with what you're saying, I think I've switched now. I feel like I've spoken so much or have like overcompensated for people to understand how I truly feel, so I don't come across as, I don't know, somehow, because like you're saying, people at first glance don't like me. And I like it. I don't want a person to like me at the first time because
Yeah.
So when you first meet me, you'll be very side eye because I don't know. But like I'd always want to make up for that But like as time goes, I'm just like, if you really want to get to know me, you'll take your time and get to know me. I don't have
Yeah.
to
Brick
do
by brick.
much. Yes, brick by brick. If it's meant to happen,
It will.
it will happen.
Rush
Let me
it.
not rush it. Ina libu abandonment issues mixed in the mix. You know, so go to therapy, guys. It helps.
Do you think you have abandonment issues? I think I do.
I do. I do. I see it in my relationships. Not utando only mcholo, but as in like
Just in
friendships the
general, relationships,
most.
friendships.
It hurts me the most in friendships. Like I
Same.
really cling on to friendships. So if my friendships don't work, you're like, what's going on?
But then do you think, so I think our abandonment issues are the same and they come from our fathers,
Nah.
our like biological fathers.
Yeah.
Because I remember having this conversation once with my mom. I think I actually, that would be actually on that. I think I found it very hard to find, especially in relationships, like to be in healthy, good relationships because I didn't know what that was. And they say a girl's father is like the first example to like every
Yeah.
single thing. So because I felt like my father was absent in 80% of my life, sure, I have a stepdad, but when you know that you have a biological father, and there's a shift that you don't
Yeah.
understand. So when I saw that shift, I think that's when I started questioning a lot. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's why my friendships go this way. Because I never really had my dad. I didn't know what love is at first hand from a father perspective.
From a man.
And they always say, you know how boys need their moms to know how to love a woman? I felt like I needed my dad to know how to love a woman. And people always be like, but you have your stepdad. But it's like different when you know that there's actually someone who's supposed to be there but didn't want to be there. I think I have abandonment issues.
I do, and Azam comes from both my fathers. So I refer to, when I say my dad, it's my stepdad. And then
Same.
marathon runner, I call him by his name.
Marathon runner.
Yeah,
Guys.
like, I can't. I can't.
Not marathon runner.
So every time I refer to a father, the father I've always had is my stepdad. That is my dad. And then also my uncle. My uncle played a very strong father figure in my life. So those are the examples I had. But with also, like you mentioned, the relationship with my stepdad, it wasn't the cutest or the nicest relationship, and I would always feel like it's because I'm not his. But as I grow, I'm like observing his love language. That's how he is. He's not affectionate versus a man's love that I know is my uncle. Child, my uncle,
Yeah, I
he
know you have
kisses
very
me,
good.
hugs me, like gives me the love. So in my head too, that's the love I know. Cause same goes with my mom. In my family, we're very affectionate people. We express love with hugging, with kissing, with all of the warmness you can ever think of. So if I'm not receiving that, I'm not able to digest it as love.
Yeah. So going on to relationships, do you actually feel like, what was the hardest? Do you think it's hard for you to be my friend sometimes when I'm in a relationship because of the decisions I take?
Was a low question. Do you pendulate?
Do you think it's hard? Okay, what has been the hardest moment for you to be my friend when it comes to relationships? Because you know how friends are when you're in relationships, like
Yeah.
we're very protective of each other, but there's only so much you can do. So what has been the hardest moment for you to be my friend in a relationship? Like what has hurt you in that specific relationship that I was in? But because you were my friend, you sort of had to like accept it. They say you can't really decide for your friend. There's always those TikToks that say, you know what, your friend won't listen to you, blah, 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 blah. But we forget that these are actual friendships. And when my heart is broken, I'm running to you, which drains you a lot. So what has been like a tough moment when it comes to that? Because, your shame, I don't listen. So...
Sure. I mean...
thought-provoking.
Yay.
There's been a lot.
Nah.
But sorry, you can go.
I think It was ngoko like with Omnus Betrangeshe.
Is this recently?
Let me give you a description. Omnus Betrangeshe recently Ostengele Enye from Frumch. Right. Okay, got
Okay.
it. Now we
Okay.
got it there.
Okay.
Got it? That one.
Listen, she has everyone opening their mouths here. Because now we know where you're going. But okay.
But that one, it was kind of like a reflection now of how, I guess, how that gender has mistreated you so much. You thought that situation, you were worthy of it.
Wait, what? That's how you saw it?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, you can.
Which is why I feel like in that situation with that guy, I was not very, oh, Chummy, don't do this. ABC, ABC. I would give you advice on what you came forward with what you told me. Anything else, like I would just let it go. If you asked me about something or you told me there was this situation, shame yankomo.
Oh,
Vuyelwa.
oh, okay.
Yebo?
Yeah.
Yeah, understand?
Yeah.
Kaukle?
Yes, 100%.
Wave.
Yes.
Okay. But
Can I please point out this? She's such a strict friend, and like, guys, this is what I go through on a daily basis because she wanted to get into my head. But okay,
yeah, but the Nkoma situation where you were too like, yes, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I'm here for it. And I told you, Ntombi Vukema because ain't no ways, boo. But you were down and ready, and I was like, if I speak more on it, we're gonna fight. Like,
you're not supporting what I'm saying.
yes, because that's what had happened with
Don't say-
Imali.
don't-
I'm not gonna say name.
Look,
Uqaluboleka
guys,
Imali.
seriously, let me
I want to give you like you must know which one.
guys, she's literally telling you guys what we speak about because the way she's literally describing these people, if you catch on fast, you will see the
But I'm
description.
not name dropping.
Yeah,
you know.
it's okay.
But like Lona Beqeluboleka Imali, you see
yes.
that one? I think that's where I was extremely vocal, where it came across as I don't want anything in regards of our relationship to work out for you, 1, 2, 3, ABC. So I was very tiptoe. I was really trying my best with this one, even though like I had so much to say, and every time you gave me the platform to say it, trust
Oh,
you
you
me,
said it.
I gave you the tea, and I'm like, my girl. But you're a lover. So the way you love me is the same way I'm definitely gonna expect you to love a man. You love people, I don't wanna say unconditionally, but
More than I should.
peace. Yeah, awuvimbi ngothando. You give love. You're not stingy with love.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So, do you? Okay, I think thing is, I can't even really speak much on your because there's only one relationship that stands out. Like, guys, girl doesn't date.
I got Antonias, and every time I say it, people really think, oh no.
The
you're
last
lying,
time
but
you dated was when high school, and that relationship,
First
PJ, yeah, ended in first year. Eh?
in the first year.
Yeah, that was the last time you were in a relationship. That's a long time
Fully.
ago. That's a long time ago. And I mean, like you, I think the one thing about
No,
you,
I had one when we're not friends.
really,
I
I don't know about that
did.
one.
Yeah, oh, it was so sweet. Love is so sweet now.
Oh, that love was sweet there.
Yeah, it really was. And then like it was short lived. It was
Oh, okay. But in the time that we were friendships, I never, outside of that one relationship, like I never really, I've never really experienced like you in a relationship, like how you fully were, like when you were in love, besides that one relationship. And obviously now, I mean, I don't know, you are in your local area low key.
yeah.
Very low key about it. But like I feel like you've consistently been the same person. Obviously, like there's growth and mentality and the way you approach certain situations. But when you come to a friend like me, that's when you'd say I'm actually a very needy friend when it comes to relationships. Because I always turn to my friends for advice, especially in that like aspect. So when you see toxic friendships, not friendships, toxic relationships, and you know the difference with me. So do you think the relationships that you get into with a specific person change or affect your friendships? Because I feel like I'm definitely a different person
Now,
than I was
100%.
then.
Fully.
How though? What was that?
Fully.
I think actually, let you
Uyabona
explain.
umuntu onendoda emstressayo usistress yena self because akonwabanga.
You're not
You
happy.
get me? You're not happy. You're not happy at all. So majority or a lot of the relationships that you were in, you were not 100% happy. So you were, I don't want to say you were cranky, like unexplainable things were happening. And because you
just
would
toxic.
vent to me. Because you vent to me, I would know about, okay, you know what? It's because, ooh, ban, no bumenze, ABC, ABC. But now you're more like relaxed and also less invested in the relationship. So because the relationships are not working out the way you want them to work out, you are so invested in that relationship.
Oh, 'cause I was always
you
trying
couldn't
to
see
fix
anything
it.
else because you were busy fixing. You couldn't nourish your relationship with friends, with family, with anything else. But now because this relationship is blossoming, you don't have to sit there
Yeah,
and
like-
take care of it. You're able to nurture your other relationships around, which is looking very healthy and feels so good.
Yeah, I think that's people don't like speaking about that. And people always say, "Oh no, you should separate your friendships and your relationships because it's two different things." But people don't realize that when you're in a relationship, you
affects
are
your
a reflection of your partner because that's the person that you give the most to.
100%.
So if you are in a toxic relationship, you're definitely going to be a toxic friend. You're going to be a toxic daughter because now everything that happens in that relationship, like if it ruins your day, like when your friend comes talking to you, you're gonna pick a fight out of nowhere. You're not gonna understand anything. At home, you're gonna be grumpy. But like when you're in a healthy relationship, you're able to sort of focus more on your life as an individual and your friends and your family, your spirituality, like whatever it is. And I feel like people downplay that a lot. And the thing is
100%.
also with friendship is that people underestimate the power of friendship and what it does in the sense of like I'm a reflection of my relationship with myself now because of the person I give the most energy to. Well, in this instance would be a partner. So like you say, because it's blossoming and I have less nurturing to do there, I'm able to be a good friend. I'm able to be a good daughter. I'm able to chase my dreams or focus on other ventures in my life because I want to be a better person. And a lot of people downplay that because people always say, oh no, just accept your friend for who they are. They must go back to that toxic relationship until they're ready to leave. But it's like that toxic relationship is what ends most friendships because the minute I give you the truth or tell you the truth, it's not comfortable, or am I wrong?
Not at all. Remember, with that relationship specifically, Lenayam, that you have a memory of, when we all knew, including me, this man is a dirtbag. He's a cheater. You know,
Yeah.
but I stayed because in Yoktanda and it's fine. And
You know-
then you guys, but like a majority of my friends would tell me what's
Very
going
vocal
on,
about
and it
it.
got to a point where I'm like, guys, please leave me alone until I'm ready to leave this guy. I will go. Let him cheat on me until ndiyive mna ek is genoeg nou. You know,
Would you advise that, Vele?
100%.
No matter how hurt you get.
100%. Funeka uphume bekurhuqa nge-wheelchairs, like uphume kunzima, dog. So you know this danger gevaar muni ganda. Because if you keep going back and like they say, Chami, no, leave him alone, and then you leave him because your friends are telling you to leave him.
You're not
Your
gonna be
heart
happy.
didn't say that, so you're gonna go back and satisfy yourself. So
That's
when now
true.
you have to be fooled, it's like a child when they say, "Don't touch the heater." Plan uzoyibamba heater until
You need to get burnt to know that you shouldn't be
iyamtshisa.
touching that. Okay. And then to the more serious things about life, you just graduated. Congratulations again. I'm so proud of you. I love educated girls, especially when it happens to your friends. So proud of you. I know your passion in what you do. You're very good at it. Actually, I think people will see it also when they watch the episode, like your personality. But reality versus expectations, life after high school. Let's go.
Life after high school is not bad.
Really?
After high school.
Okay.
Ne.
So you mean going to varsity?
Going to varsity, it's not bad. Well, my experience was not bad. It was bad because it was a culture shock for me. Now I'm in a new city, surrounded by new people, new teaching style, because AFTA has a very unique
It's
teaching.
not traditional.
It's not traditional at
Yeah.
all. So it was just like a thought in my face. But, I smelt it and continued moving. The one I was never ready and prepared for.
This life after varsity.
Life after varsity. Oh my God.
Why?
So especially after graduating, like thinking about it, Loki is gonna make me emotional now, because
It's okay.
it's not easy chasing your dream. I think we're encouraged so much to do what you love, but in the midst of doing what you love, it's so easy to fall out of love with it because you're fighting so hard to get this thing. You end up losing yourself, you end up losing people around you, and you don't pay attention because you're tunnel visioned. You need this to happen, you need this to work, you're hungry for it. So yeah, Joe. I hlekisa.
What do you find most difficult about it?
Yo. Which part? Damn. I want to say keeping. No,
That's a heavy sigh. That's such a heavy sigh. I know it's sad. There's a lot of people going through the same thing.
I think it's friends. Friends is what I'm finding hard.
Is it because you see
People
some
around
friends?
me.
Wait, which part though? Is it because you see some friends succeeding in what they're doing?
Listen, what I love to see is my friends succeeding, because
So-
it feels like it's closer to me. You may make
Yes.
sense. So if you see you've got a whole podcast, you're getting your Instagram popping, all of that. So when it's there by you, that means blessings are close by. So that's I enjoy soaking in my friend's success, because it's like, okay, I remember when we're sitting down and you're speaking about it,
About doing
wanting
this,
this to
wanting
happen.
this,
So
and
when it
it's
finally
happening.
happens, we're happy. But I think now it's a thing of, only because I just had an experience with a friend that's in the same industry, or we're chasing the same goal. So there comes jealousy, there comes competition, there comes all of that. So only now recently, that's what has made it hard, because I was like, I thought we're all rooting for each other, but is the ends or speak louder than what a person says.
I remember we actually spoke about this where I was like, it's so crazy. People always say, it's so dangerous to have friends where you're chasing the same dream, because there's always going to be one who's running faster than you. And I remember we had this conversation where I was like, there's also a specific friend that I've never spoke to him about it, because I know it's not coming from a bad place. They just don't see it.
Yes, they just don't see it.
But it was a thing of where, like, when you're rooting for someone so much, like you help them with that dream. Listen, like you would literally drop anything and everything for that person just to help them get there. But it's like, when it's your turn, yeah, cool, they like congratulate you, whatever, but they're not helping you as much as you help them. And I know they always say do things from a place where you don't expect anything back. But I think when it comes to your successes of like your friendships and your dreams, it's help people. Like for example, with how you always help me, for example, if you were to say, dude, I need help with this in this specific area of my career, I would do the same, because I know you would do it for me. But when you see a friend not doing it for you the way you did it for them, it's like, it doesn't build resentment, but it's like, maybe if I put that much energy into myself the way I put it into you, maybe it would just be a bit different. I don't know if I'm making sense.
You are making sense, but that's not where I relate to also.
Yeah.
But you're making sense 100% with what you're saying. And also, I think we forget you are my friend, yes, but you have a life of your own and you're going through your own challenges.
Things, yes.
So, elo xesha ndicela uncedo kuwe ukubana ovela ndicela uzoncedisa ngento ethile, and you aren't able to be available for me, for that specific thing, don't now mold it into
The entire
the entire friendship.
Friendship.
Oh, that was like uibale
I
yonke
did 1, 2,
now
3,
it's
4,
like
5 for
kutheni
you.
uibala.
Yeah.
You know, kutheni uibala. Me, it's just like a thing that I've sensed. I don't want to say envy or child. Like, I guess it's what people tell me, like people who've observed the friendship.
Saw this
So
before you
this,
did.
yes. So only afterwards when I'm like mourning this friendship and I'm so sad because, hey, bo, why is it not working out? And then I'm just like, you know what, it's fine. It'd be, I'm gonna love you from a distance. And it only makes sense now because I've had, let's say, 2 friendship breakups. But me and my friends are very cordial. Like even
Off.
like we like you and I, we were not talking. There was something in the air, but we showed support. We
Yeah,
showed
we're
love.
never really weird.
We were never weird with each other. The same
Yeah.
with like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
love
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Like even till this day, like I still text her, I love you, I miss you, or whatever the situation is,
Yeah.
because love will always be there. But with this specific one, there's so much hate coming to my side, which I'm just like,
Why?
what people were saying, maybe I should read
true.
into it. Maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't be so blinded by the love I have for you. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Almost done.
No.
So looking back, what do you wish you knew about, like, in high school, for example? Not even high school, in varsity, and now, what do you wish you knew before you entered like the real world? Because I think that's when reality kicks in. So that's one thing you feel like you were never told that you wish you knew.
Nothing. Yes, I don't like. I'm a rebel, if I can simplify it. I don't like being told. The minute you tell me to do something, I'm unable to do it, mainly because I was told to do it. You get me? So I like getting into a situation and then learning for myself and seeing by, okay, not to do this and to do this. That's the fun parts about experiencing this life thing, because we're spiritual beings experiencing a human life. You get me? So I think I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Maybe you can warn me, tell me your story so I can come back
Learn from it.
and conversate with you. Say, you jonga lanto bute yenzeke kuwe."
true.
It happened to me too.
Yeah.
It's true. But I don't like being told. Like, I like, you can blindfold me and throw me at a place and then I have to figure it out. I like figuring things out myself and understanding how I'm able to cope or function in a situation, because it helps me learn more about who I am or
Yeah.
my capabilities.
Well, I think for me, I think one thing I wish I knew is that sometimes all you really do need is yourself. Sometimes you really do not. And I say this coming from a place of everything that I've been through. I think you know, in like friendships, relationships,
Yeah.
varsity life, high school life.
Yeah.
Sometimes the only thing you really do need is yourself.
Sure.
Like, you really do not. I think for me, I had to see life from a lens where I was looking through that lens alone. I think most things that I have went through, some things I don't even speak about, not because I don't want to, but I had to go through certain things too early. I think most things that I went through them very early. I didn't have to go through certain things, but I needed to go through certain things. And I think people never really prepare you for the shock that life can bring to you. And I think when you're a very soft person, the world is like a very rough place for you. And it's a very like,
Sure.
it throws you into like different directions. You make very silly decisions, not only in your schooling career or relationship, friendships, whatever, but like one thing I wish I was prepared for was to soldier on by myself. I went through a period where I really was alone, like a period where I had to face a lot of things alone. I'm not saying I didn't have friends surrounding me to give me that support, But having those friends didn't help me with anything. I appreciate it. I'm thankful that you were checking up on me. You could call me. I could tell you that I'm going through this.
But you're going through it
I had to
alone.
go through some things alone. And I'm here to tell a lot of people that you really do need to go through certain things alone. Whether it is chasing your career, whether it's chasing your dream, whether it's chasing your high school career, your varsity career, whatever you're chasing, sometimes you have to go through it alone. Nobody's going to save you. And I know it sounds vague, like, oh no, you can have support from your friends, your family, but sometimes other people won't understand it because you're the one living it.
But you know who will understand?
God.
Period.
Amen, amen. But that's why I'm saying, you see, for me to find my relationship with God, I had to go through it alone. I had to realize that my friends can't save me, my mom can't save me, my dad can't save me. Nobody else can save me besides the relationship I have with myself and the one that I want with God. And I think that's something I am so grateful for. I have friends who are pursuing the same relationship with God as I am. So that navigating things becomes very natural. I don't really have to explain myself for you to understand it. But when I say I wish I knew that, when I stepped out into the real world, I wish I was prepared for how isolating it is to have that relationship with God and still figure out certain pieces in your life. Because like you said, like there's so many instances that you have seen happen to me, so many instances I've seen happen to you that you're just like, I wish if God was in the middle of that specific instance, maybe it would have been better. I'm not saying he left me, but if I put him in the middle of it, maybe I would have come out a stronger person. In as much as I went through that dark tunnel now, I'm a better person. But it's like sometimes if you walk through it with God, it is a less brutal. That's why I'm saying like life is such a rough place, man. Like, yo, things happen out of nowhere. Like, and you realize it every day. It's also just like with me pursuing this podcast, I was speaking about it for years. Remember, I was like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, for me to start it, I had to go through certain things because for me, the space is not just about educating, but also listening to myself and my thoughts and nurturing the people around me, my friendships. Every person that comes here is coming from a place of love for me. I'm never just going to have a random person that I don't want to learn from or a person that's not going to help my inner child. That's what it's for. But I wish I knew that sometimes you need to soldier on your own. Maybe I would have been prepared for it because in that moment I felt abandoned when I did it by myself, but I just did it because I wanted to get through it. And now I'm through it. So I'm like, okay, I did it by myself and I had God in the middle. So let me pursue that friendship with him. But it's like people never really tell you that you need to be prepared to do things by yourself. Like sometimes no one is going to save you. Like no one tells you that because people are not ready to talk about it. Like no one is going to save you but yourself. And I needed to understand that because had I not known that, I don't think I'd be the friend that I am now. Because I feel like I'm a healthier friend than I was before because I understood that. Because it cost me a lot. It cost me a lot of good friendships. Some things, I always say things happen for a reason, but also if those things didn't happen, I don't think I would have known what that meant. That's why I'm saying I wish I knew that sometimes you have to go through life by yourself to actually understand certain things.
You see, I feel like we actually do get told a lot that you need to go through life alone with God. It's just we believe in our friendship so much or the relationship so much that we tell ourselves that no, because I have Uban Ban Angwam, I can face this battle alone. But in general, I think that's something we're always told, Bana, in anything you do, ungalibali ukuqanga idolo uthandaze because no one else but God will be on your side. So I think it's like advice we always choose to ignore. I think being alone is you do it by yourself is something we're always told, but it's something we choose to be like, nah, I got my girls, I'm good.
I think I was never told to do things alone.
Damn.
Remember, I'm so hyper dependent on my friends, and you know this. Yo, that was actually one of my toxic traits. Yo, I always went to my friends, guys. I believed in my friends so much. But obviously, certain things happen which let you down. So that's when you realize that, this I have to go through alone. This is why people always say, don't get used to talking to your friends about every single thing. Whether it's in another friendship, whether it's in especially in your relationship. I'm not saying people are not happy for you, but some things you really do need to face it by yourself. Figure it out on your own. Sit down with do you understand? Spirituality aside, because that's an obvious. I mean, you're going to ask God for help. Even you, when I come to you for advice, I always say, don't forget to pray. Like, pray about it. In as much as you've spoken about it for an hour or two, but it's always like, pray about it. But people don't tell you that sometimes you don't have to tell your friends everything to get through something. You have to figure it out on your own. That's a part that I didn't know, because I always turn to people for help, and which brings in different opinions. And then now you don't know what decision you're going to make. And then that's a whole other conversation. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. Okay. Last but definitely not the least, advice you would give to your younger self, and something you'd say to your future self.
Younger self? Girl, you're doing it. You are doing it. Everything you said you want, trust me, you are living. Oh my God, I am. Oh, crazy.
You just had a tie-down moment.
Yeah, like I'm actually living in my answered prayers, as much as it's like difficult, but you did it. You're doing it. Keep pushing and don't take life serious. Just play. Don't take life serious. And then you said to tell
Your future self.
Tell my future self. Oh, you said that.
Do you want to cry?
No, like I was just have a lot of it.
That's a
If
wrap.
you get it, you get it.
That's a wrap. That is a wrap. Okay. That is a wrap. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast, my friend.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Today was so fun. And I think people got to see a glimpse of our friendship a bit. And
Yeah.
I hope people heard something from what we spoke about, because I'm sure it's like very relatable stuff, even though we didn't get too deep into certain things. But thank you so much for coming. I love you so much. I am proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. And don't forget to follow at Busang Studios on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, click the notification button, follow us on TikTok. Thank you so much for the love that you guys are giving our previous episode. It's so overwhelming. I've been getting so many DMs and emails, and woo, guys want me to cry, but I'm so grateful. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye. Stay safe, love and light, and bye.
Hot.
Woo!